Welcome back to Margaritas in Paradise. All right, I have all kinds of things to go over with you today. I get questions all the time about coming to Pattaya, the things that you should expect and why you're here. If you're coming here for just a relaxing holiday and you're taking advantage of the ocean and island hopping and doing that type of thing, then that's great, and do that. Take advantage of everything that this area has to offer for sure, because it's fantastic here. If you're coming here to live or possibly coming here with the idea of future retirement, definitely want to come here and try it out for a month or 2 weeks, whatever time that you can afford. I know most places are going to want a lease, okay? But you need to stay here for 2 or 3 months before you sign a 1-year lease to see if it's really a right fit for you. The first time I came to Pattaya, I was hooked, okay? And maybe I was hooked for all the wrong reasons. So we're going to get into that here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Hit that like button. And then if you want to be notified of future videos, make sure you hit the bell too. And I definitely appreciate that. So when I first came here, okay, I had just retired from the military. And I kind of did a world tour. And I ended up here in Pattaya, Thailand. And I traveled all over Thailand. But this area right here is the area I fell in love with. Now, back then, there wasn't any of these high-rises. There was like 6 of them. This building that I live in right now was here when I first arrived. Now, I didn't notice it back then. Now, I'll tell you what. I want to talk about the girls here, okay? Because Pattaya is known for the adult nightlife here. There's no doubt about it. And there's certain streets here that many people will want to stay away from. That's for sure, okay? But there's other people that are going to come here directly for the nightlife, and I understand that 100%. When I first arrived here, you know, in all honesty, I always felt like I could sleep later. I was running on 100% from the time I woke up in the morning until I went to bed very early in the morning, and I was taking advantage of everything that was here. Okay, I was just a young guy when I arrived here. I was scuba diving all the time and really having a great time. But later on, when I realized that this was going to be in my future, that I was going to have a goal to live here, that I became addicted to the nightlife. And that's not what you want to do while you're here. People are here for all kinds of reasons. And you have to decide when you arrive here what you're looking for. Are you looking for just having a great time? And when you leave at the end of your holiday here, you pack up, and everybody that you met here, you may keep in contact with or you may not. But it was just a holiday. And if that's the way you're looking at it, keep that in mind. Now, if you came here to find the love of your life, is that doable? Absolutely, it's doable. And you just have to really investigate and try to figure out who is the best match for you. If you walk down the street and you see a 75-year-old man with a 19-year-old girl hand in hand, and you talk to the guy, and he'll tell you that he's been with her for a year, and you know, it's the love of his life and everything else, and he may very well believe that, okay? He very well may believe it. But the girl is in it for another reason, okay? She may very well love him, but if the money stops, she's going to find an avenue to get out of that relationship, and that's guaranteed. The girls here are here to support their family. That is number one. You're going to hear that from everybody, and the girls will tell you that straight up. Their family comes number one. It doesn't matter. If you think that you're going to be number one in their life, you're going to be sad at the end of the day, because they want to make you happy. That's for sure. And they're going to tell you you're the only person in their life, but you have to come here with the mindset that they're only working, and they're going to put on the best performance possible, okay, while they're with you. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Let's say you meet somebody at a restaurant or something like that, and you take them out to dinner, and everything's going right, and you go out drinking or dancing or whatever you're doing, okay, and you end up bringing them home, and the next morning everything is perfect. You know, you're just thinking, man, I could be around this person for a long time, and I'm getting ready to go to Koh Samui, okay, or I'm going to go to Phuket or whatever, and wouldn't it be great to have a travel companion with me? Well, yeah, you know, so let's take this person with me, okay, and people do that all the time, and that's great. It's a really fantastic way to have a companion with you while you're traveling. It's a fantastic idea. The one thing you don't want to do is become emotionally involved with that person. You have to think about that in your head. You have to make a deal with her. If you ask her, hey, do you want to go to Koh Samui? She's going to say, oh yeah, that'd be great. So you're going to have to figure out how much compensation you're going to give her for her coming to Koh Samui with you. Okay, so we're getting to compensation now. Okay, why would you have to give her any compensation? So you have to figure out, how does she make money? So at this point or another, at some point or another, you're going to have to ask her, okay, how does she make money? And she's going to let you know that she expects a certain amount of money from you, probably. The thing to remember is, it's a tricky situation when it comes to talking about money with a companion. Okay. Am I expected to pay this girl for staying with me? Or if I ask her about it, could it be an insult? Well, yeah. So you have to tread lightly there. Okay, you have to figure out, if you met her in a bar, okay, if you met her in a nightlife scene like a disco or walking on the beach road, okay, more than likely she's expecting to be compensated for it. And she'll probably talk about that to you prior to going with you. Not everybody here is going to expect money from you, okay, but a lot of them will. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. When I first started coming here, I was recently divorced, and it wasn't a bad divorce. It was something that was mutual between both of us. But I ended up coming here and I went wild. There's no doubt about it. And I became physically and mentally addicted to Pattaya, Thailand, because of the nightlife and the girls. Everybody told me when I first arrived in Pattaya about this 3-day rule. Now, what is the 3-day rule? 3-day rule is basically that you're not with one partner, okay, for more than 3 days at a time. I knew about the 3-day rule. I didn't get involved with that. If I was seeing somebody, it was for the 1-day rule, basically, and that's the way I survived. Okay, so you're going to hear the term butterfly all over the place, and that's somebody that will go out and they'll see one person and they'll have a great time with them, and then the next day they're going to see somebody else. You have to be careful being a butterfly. Okay, when you go to a bar or a nightclub or whatever, and you're around somebody that you can tell really likes you, that's putting on the show that they really like, and they ask you if you're a butterfly or not, you probably should tell them, yes, yeah, I am a butterfly, okay, that you see other people. That's going to be very important for the long term, okay? If that person's in a bar, for instance, and you walk into this bar and you see 10 other beautiful people in there, okay, and you would like to go out with all 10 of them, they need to know right up front that you're a butterfly. There's no doubt about it. Because let's say you pick the most beautiful woman in there, and you have a few drinks with her, you take her out of the bar, and you have a great time, and the next morning she goes home, and then you go back to that same bar that night. Here this girl comes running up to you, okay? She's claimed you, but you're not there for her. You're there for somebody else. That may be a problem. And the last thing you want to do is make this girl lose faith. Do yourself a favor, and before you take somebody out of a bar, I'm sure that girl knows that you're a butterfly. Was it good to be a butterfly? You know, it's really not. What you should be doing, okay, if you plan on seeing different people, is you should pick one bar and see one person out of that bar. And then maybe you should go to another place and see a person there. Let's say you went with one person one day and you had a great time with her and possibly might go again with her. The smart man would probably go to another bar in a different area. And if you see somebody that you like and you meet up and everything and you decide to go out with that person, don't walk by the last bar that you were just in with the other girl, okay? You don't need to be showing off in front of her that you have somebody else, because that's going to create tensions in the air, okay? And that's not what you want to do. You want to have fun while you're here. So there are so many places to find companionship here. We have areas that are just kind of known for the bar scene, and we have our tourist areas like Walking Street and Metro area, and we also have Tree Town area, lots of areas, Soy Bukaw, Soy Chayapun. If you follow any of my other videos, you'll definitely see what I'm talking about there. There's a lot of places to go here, and I'm only scratching the surface, okay, because there's different areas like Jomtien and Pradamak Hill area, and the dark side. You can go up to Bangkok or Hua Hin or travel down to Phuket or wherever you want to go, and you're going to find a lot of the same type of places. Now I want to get to that you met a great person. You've decided that you want to give her something, some compensation for her time with you. You should have an idea in the back of your mind how much you're willing to compensate that person for spending time with you. Many people will break down times into short time versus long time. Now, what is short time? Short time is known as basically 1 hour of their time. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. But some girls especially here, if they're working in a bar and they have a mama-san to contend with or whatever, they're expecting them to be back in a certain amount of time. Definitely want to talk about how much compensation they're expecting, okay? You don't want to make them lose face, so I would suggest you telling them how much you're willing to give them. The key is, what you need to do, you need to find out what the going rate is. The last thing you want to do is overpay. But let's say you give way too much, then the next time you go, that is what is expected. You've set the standard, okay? And you can only go up from that point, because if you go down, they're going to think, well, why did you give this person so much and you're only giving me this amount? Find out what the general amount is in the area and go with that. You've heard other people on other channels talk about this. The 2-week millionaires or the 1-month millionaires show up. The people that come here for a holiday, okay, and they have a roll of cash in their pocket, and they compare everything to where they're at. If they would have to pay, $1,000 in their home country, and here they can get the same service for $500, and they just think, oh, that is so cheap, that's what I'm going to give them, okay? Well, they're being looked at as a buffalo. And a buffalo in the Thai terms is somebody that's stupid, somebody that doesn't know any better. And are they going to take advantage of that? Yeah, absolutely. Don't be a buffalo, all right? Find out what the going rate is. And if you want to increase it a little bit because you think it may be too cheap, then that's okay. But remember, you're setting a standard, okay? Just try to control yourself. And Thailand is known as a place that you can get by, you can make your money go a long way, okay? So I was in the same boat. Don't get me wrong, I was in the same boat. When I was coming over here for a holiday, I knew I had a certain amount of money in my pocket, and more than likely I was going to spend it all, okay, by the time I left. And I would give ridiculous tips and things like that. But now I don't, because I live here, okay? I'm an expat and I'm on the ground. I have boots on the ground right here, and I know what the score is. Boy, isn't this a beautiful day out here? I'll tell you what, I'm so lucky. Please smash the like button and the subscribe button. Everybody here likes gold. There's no doubt about it. It's a currency. It's a way for them to save money, and in their times of need, they can sell their gold. And that's exactly what they do. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment about your experiences in Thailand. I would love to hear them.